So today I'm going to tell you about the biggest misconception about sustainable fashion, and that is just because something is certified organic does not mean it's non-toxic. Let me explain. So last year, my good friend Kristen called me up and was like, hey, I have to tell you something. I ordered this big box of organic cotton clothing from this popular brand called Pact, and it gave me a huge allergic reaction. So Kristen actually has mold poisoning from her house a few years ago, and so she's become pretty sensitive to chemicals, and so she specifically bought this certified organic clothing from Pact, and she'd bought from them before and it was totally fine. So she gets this huge box for her and her daughter, and she opens it and like it smells like chemicals, and she takes it out and she breaks out in hives. Her throat starts itching, her lips start swelling. It was really disappointing because I was actually supposed to see her in Mexico like a week later, and she was like, I don't think I can come because I need to be near a hospital. I'm carrying around my EpiPen right now. She called Pact and she was like, hey, this is happening. And they're like, oh, it's probably just like a bad batch. So you'll return those, we'll give you all your money back, and we'll send you a new order. She does that. Second box comes, same stuff. Smells like chemicals, makes her itch. So clearly this is like an ongoing problem. I had suspected that organic didn't really mean non-toxic. So I actually also talked to another reader of ecocult.com who said that she had a really severe health issues that started when she bought organic cotton to make into dresses. So she was storing it in her room, and like her health was going downhill, and then it like really crashed when she tried everything on for a photo shoot to model it. And then it got better when she realized it was the fabric, and she got rid of all of it. When we think about organic cotton, it's mostly about what happens in the fields. Are they using pesticides in the fields? Are they using fertilizer in the fields? But then cotton has to go through a ton of processing before it becomes a t-shirt or a dress or socks or leggings that you can buy in a store. So it's like processed, and chemicals are added, and chemicals are stripped off, and then it's processed some more, and then it's dyed, it's woven, it's finishes are put on to make it feel good or make it anti-wrinkle or all of these different things. And then it's shipped from warehouse to warehouse where it can pick up pesticides and fungicides and other nasty stuff. And then they can spray it with fragrance to make it smell good when it gets to the store. So it actually, for you, like for the farmers, it's really important that it's organic, but for you, it actually doesn't matter whether or not they use pesticides in the field. It matters what they put on it before it gets to you. Now, the GOTS organic certification, which is basically the only certification for organic cotton, requires that this organic cotton product move through a series of GOTS certified suppliers. So you'd be like, oh, okay, great. It's getting dyed with organic dyes. And you would think that if something is certified organic, it's being dyed with plant-based dyes, natural dyes, organic dyes, but that's actually not what's happening. Most dyes, like 99% of the dyes that are used today, are actually petrochemical dyes. It doesn't mean they're all toxic, but they're not being grown in an indigo field. They're just petrochemicals. The difference between GOTS certified dyes and non-GOTS certified dyes is that they're not supposed to contain a known list of hazardous substances. Okay, so how does that happen? Well, I talked to a co-owner of an Italian dye house, and he told me it's just paperwork. He just submits some paperwork saying like, hey, these are the dyes we're using. And I asked him, I was like, okay, so did anybody ever show up to certify that you're actually using the dyes that you said you were going to use and not using toxic dyes? And he was like, no, nobody's ever shown up. And he said, look, you know, he's in Europe, so there's like more guidelines and more legislation in Europe than say India or Bangladesh. But he was like, I mean, I'm a good guy. I care deeply about this stuff. He wouldn't have emailed me if he didn't. He was like, it would be pretty easy to fake it. So there are better ways to find out whether or not a piece of clothing is non-toxic and safe for your skin, safe for your family, safe for your health in general. You need to look for two labels. There's Okotex and Blue Sign. GOTS Organic is not enough. And that's our new policy on ecocult.com. We don't recommend any brand that just has GOTS Organic certified cotton things. They also have to know the suppliers that are dyeing their stuff, or use only natural fabrics, or otherwise have one extra layer of protection. Not only is a lot of the certified organic cotton not dyed with organic or non-toxic dyes, a lot of it is actually just fraudulent. Like it was never grown organically in the first place. So I'm really sorry, but hopefully this information can help you find safer clothing that's not going to give you an allergic reaction or expose you to carcinogens or reproductive toxins or allergens and things like that that can set off some of your health issues.